about equipment that we bought or we're thinking about buying and whether or not it's going to be a good investment. Because right now, it all boils down to if your equipment is going to give you a good return on the money that you spend and how fast you can get to that return. But before we start thinking about that, right, and before I get you guys to kind of like train your minds into thinking differently, we got to talk about what kind of equipment that you have and you've bought in the past and whether or not it was worth the investment. Excuse me. I got some tea with no sugar in here. Victor, what's going on, man? Victoria, I'm sorry. Victoria Porsche says, hello. Good morning, Victoria. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in. So, most of us started off like I started off. I think the initial purchase of anybody getting into the industry is a heat press. And I think when it comes to heat presses, I don't think there's a question on if that's worth the investment. Gail, good morning, Gail. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for joining. The heat press is so versatile and can do so much that I think I don't even think we should talk about that. But I do think we should talk about the variety of heat presses that are available and whether or not it's worth the investment. Right? Gaming Fun on Wheels LLC says, good morning. What's going on? What's good, my guy? What's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. So let me check something real fast. There we go. Hold on. Let me see something. There we go. That should be better. Is it? Wait. Yeah, there we go. All right. Q Showers says, good morning, Mr. Wade and chat. What's going on, Q Showers? There's a big misconception in the industry about a specific heat press that you guys know exactly the heat press I'm talking about. And everybody holds this heat press to such a high standard, and I don't think it deserves it. What heat press is that in the chat? You guys know exactly what heat press I'm talking about. It's supposed to be the creme de la creme, top of the line heat press, but it falls short in so many departments. What heat press is that? In the chat. Tell me right now. I'll put it on the screen. First person to get it. Gail says, I just sold my HTV Ront 1 and purchased the HTV Ront 2. I have both of them. I would have kept both of them if I were you, but that's okay. That's okay. Because depending on your space, depending on what you're doing, you probably only need one. But the HTV Ront 2 with the pressure adjustment, very good press. Very good. Eighth Wonder Apparel says, brother and sisters. What heat press does everybody in the industry hold to high regard, but is not worth the hype, is the question I'm asking. There we go. Look, the first person said it. The first person. See, we're connected. We are connected. There you go. The Hotronix Fusion IQ. Everybody knows. The thing about that heat press, right? Let's bring it up on the screen. Let's bring the Hotronix Fusion IQ. Hotronix Fusion IQ. Let's bring it up on the screen so that we can all be on the same page here. Here we go. Let's start our split screen. There we go. Somebody else said it too. The Hotronix. Okay. A, B, boom. Nope. Go back. A, B, boom. There we go. Okay. Done. Okay. So here it is. Wait. Where'd it go? Where'd you go? There it is right there. The Hotronix Fusion IQ. Let's try to bring up a solid picture of it right here. Equipment. There we go, right there. This guy right there, the Hotronix Fusion IQ. Highly, sorry, Stalls. I don't own one. I don't see what the big deal is for paying that much money for a manual press. I've been in plenty of shops, and seen that heat press sitting in a corner on the floor somewhere broken down. As a matter of fact, the last person shop that I went to do the repair, Marty G, shout out to you, DJ Marty G's. He even said, yo, there's the worst investment I ever made. And it was sitting in the back, dusty and broken on the floor. I think the intention is there. I think the functionality is there, but I think it falls short because you can't be the best heat press if you still have to manually open and close the thing, right? So it looks good, it's heavy duty, you can swing away, you can push down, you can slide out, but you still got to babysit the thing. When it goes off, you still got to open it up. Anyway, I digress. I'm falling off topic. All right, so what I'm trying to say is I start off with a basic heat press. Just a basic heat press, just a Chinese heat press that I bought off of eBay at the time. And that heat press still works to this day. A lot of people bought this Hotronix Fusion IQ and it's not working. Some people have had good experiences with it, but the functionality in it is available on the Racoma press, right? You can go ahead and save your settings and all that stuff in a way less expensive press, and you can slide out. Can't swing away, but you can slide out, and it auto opens. So to be the best press, I think you have to have slide out, auto open, somehow incorporate swing away also, and have the functionality that you can type in and save settings for your different materials. That would be the best press. You have to, and I don't want to have to hook it up to an air compressor. That would be the best press in the industry. I don't know if that's available yet. Don't think so. Now let's move on. Let's talk about something else. All right. After most people got their heat press, right? We all moved on, just like myself, to vinyl cutters. Most people bought the Silhouette Cameo or the Cricut cutters. Some people bought US cutters, but I think for the most part, the majority of people start off with Cricuts, as well as Silhouette Cameos. Am I right or wrong? Right or wrong? Am I missing something? Gail says she almost purchased a Fusion IQ at the expo. Glad you didn't. So, their hat press is good though. Their hat press is dope. I have one. It's really good. So with the Cameo, the biggest thing about Silhouette is when they released a Cameo, when people would get their Cameos, it came with like no real instructions, which is like crazy to me because it's kind of a complicated machine to start using if you have no knowledge of how vinyl cutters work and if you have no knowledge of using the software. But that created a great opportunity for people like me because I made tons and tons of videos on YouTube showing people how to use it. See, there's more than one way to make your money back when you buy equipment. In my case, I did sell a lot of vinyl shirts. And I think, matter of fact, I know for a fact that I got more than what I paid for, far significantly than what I paid for my my vinyl cutters, right? Specifically the Silhouette Cameo. I was able to sell shirts, and I sold a lot of shirts. I weeded a lot of vinyl. And I was able to generate a lot of revenue creating videos showing people how to use the Silhouette Cameo. And I created a lot of revenue selling files of designs that you can use on your Silhouette Cameo. So I made out really, really well with the Silhouette Cameo. There was a great return on investment for me. How many of you guys can say that you bought a vinyl cutter and made a significant profit. Now we're talking about profit. After you bought it, you sold product up to the point where it was enough that you made back the money that you spent, and everything after that was profit. How many of you guys can say that you made profit off your vinyl cutter? Because we need to start thinking about things different and moving differently when we buy our equipment, and not just putting ourselves in debt, like, and the circle continues before we even made profit on the first thing. Very, very important, guys. How many of you guys can say that you made money off your vinyl cutters? Next, I would say after people, you're right, I have a Cricut Explorer 2, and Gail says I have a Cricut Maker and a Romeo. Okay, Caesar Romeo. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But after the Caesar, after this silhouette thing and the vinyl thing, kind of like, I won't say died down, but it kind of like got even with another printing method, and that was sublimation. Everybody got into sublimation heavily. And for the most part, people either had converted sublimation printers or sawgrass printers. That's another one. How many of you guys can say that you made your money back in your converted sublimation printer or your sawgrass sublimation printer? How many guys can say that you made your money back? I'm just following my path and how I observed most people progress in their garment decorating journey. Start off with just a heat press. That's the first thing you bought because you know you're going to need a heat press, right? Second thing most people bought was a vinyl cutter. And then the next thing people got is a printing method, which was most likely a sublimation printer. You guys following? Am I right? Am I saying this right here? Man. Brandy said profit. Yes. So Brandy made profit off of her machine. Shouts out to you, Brandy. Very good. Congratulations. And saved in custom B-Day cards and stuff. There you go. So Brandy, you were doing you were using your registration marks and cutting, so you can making birthday cards and stuff like that, I'm assuming. Gaming Fun on Wheels says, me, wasn't a cutter though. 3D shirts. 3D shirts? What were you doing with 3D shirts? Were you doing like brick? Caesar brick? Gail says she made her money back. And Gaming Fun 360, Gaming Fun on Wheels LLC, I had the F6370. What is that? F6370. I'm assuming that's an Epsom. Sounds like it's an Epsom. F6370. Okay, look, I was right. So that's a sublimation printer. Where's the picture of it? Image. Oh, that's the big boy right there. Look at this, guys. So this is the Epsom short color F6370. So that's a big sublimation printer. So I'm assuming that's for doing like all over sublimation. All right. Was that your first sublimation printer? That's pretty impressive. Most people's first was like a small sublimation printer. I had plans on getting a large format sublimation printer, but I never got it because my logic was, if I'm going to get a large sublimation printer to do all over shirts, then guess what? To make it easy and to make it make sense, I would have to get a large format heat press. And at the time, I'm like, is all over sublimation shirts a thing? Like, it's something that we did in the industry, but walking around in real life, I have almost never seen a group of people or a nice amount of people wearing all over sublimation shirts. It just never happened. All over sublimation would work good for football uniforms, sportswear, and stuff like that. But I never saw anybody on the streets that's not in the garment decorating community wearing all over sublimation shirts. So that's what made me pull back from going forth and getting a big, large format sublimation printer and a large format heat press to press all over shirts. It just, am I wrong? I guess maybe it depends on where you lived. I'm not sure. But yeah, I never saw people wearing all over sublimation shirts. Maybe it's just here in Philadelphia. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But so how many of you guys made your money back with your sublimation printers? Thinking back, see, my sublimation printer was sent to me from Heat Transfer Warehouse. And I made my money back, quote unquote, if I would, okay, so let's say from the perspective of somebody that would have purchased it, if I would have purchased it, I would have made my money back, not exactly selling the products, but actually doing videos showing how to use the technology. And most of the people that bought the Sawgrass SG500 and SG1000 wasn't in the same situation that I was. So how many of you guys that actually bought a sublimation printer and tried to pursue a business actually made over $1,000 with your sublimation printer over the years, or like within the first year? I think when you buy a piece of equipment, something that you should think about is how fast is it going to take me to make this money back to the point where I'm making profit. That's one of the things that you can think of, but there's a whole nother way that you can think about it, which I encourage you guys to think about with higher ticket items. Excuse me. And that way is, sometimes if you have a large amount of money sitting in the bank, right? And you have a piece of equipment that cost that large amount of money, is it worth it to invest and purchase that equipment and spend thousands of dollars to where as though you can get a consistent income on that same money that was sitting in the bank doing nothing? Is it worth it? Is it worth it if you can make, say, for example, a DTF printer, right? That's not a good example. That's not a good example. Okay, say, for example, let me, the reason why I say that's not a good example, because the factor in the DTF printer is a lot of people have problems with just the basics, getting the thing up and running and keeping it up and running. So let's say a UV DTF, because those are rock solid machines that pretty much don't clog. And we'll get it. That's a whole nother video, guys. But UV DTF machines are solid printers that pretty much never clog. So let's say you had $12,000, $13,000 sitting in the bank collecting interest, right? Most people can take that $12,000, $13,000, buy a UV DTF printer, and do the very, very most minimum and make more selling a product than they would have if that money was sitting there collecting interest in the bank, right? So that's the other perspective that I want you guys to think of, right? So sometimes you don't have to hit it big. Sometimes you can just make a smarter move with your money, especially if you didn't have anything planned with that money. Then I think it's still a good investment. But with the lower ticketed items, I think you want to think of, okay, how fast can I make this money back and make some profit, maybe, you know? So it's different ways that you can think about approaching these different pieces of equipment. But the key is you do not want to get in a vicious cycle where each piece of equipment, or you're buying the next piece of equipment without that previous equipment even establishing itself in your workflow, or even establishing itself as you didn't even make money with it yet, but you're already upgrading and going to the next biggest, best thing. It's is just a bad financial decision. You want to probably spend some more time nurturing your business or trying to sell those products, trying to find the customers to sell those products that that piece of equipment caters to. Make sense, guys? 2 pixels says easily made profit with sublimation, 2 converted Epson printers, and Cosmos Ink. Shout out to Cosmos Ink, and shout out to you for making profit with sublimation. What are some of the products that you were selling that helped you make your profit in sublimation easily? Because, guys, there are people entering this industry on a regular basis who need this information. What are some of the products that you were selling that easily, according to you, I'm reading right here, easily made profit with sublimation? You had 2 converted Epson printers. And what were those Epson printers that you had that you converted? People need to know. People need to know. So what were the products that you were selling? I think sublimation mugs and sublimation tumblers was something very, very profitable that a lot of people slept on. Look, Gaming Fun on Wheels says 89,000 first year. I hope you got stuff on your YouTube channel teaching this stuff, because we need to know, right? That is dope. That's dope. Congratulations. That's success right there. That's success right there. Was that with your 3D printer or your laser? What was that again? Sheen Ali says, Shaheen Ali. Am I saying that? Shaheen? Listen, I know my people. I know how to pronounce names now. Is it Shaheen or Shaheen? I bought a Sawgrass 500 printer and made great profit after I bought my machine. So sometimes it doesn't have to be like you make your profit right away, as long as you're beating out the rate of return you would have got if you would have did something else with that equipment, right? Because sometimes it's all about cash flow, right? So yes, it's big. I had a Sawgrass also and gave it away and went bigger. Okay. Oh, so you did get the Sawgrass first and then you got rid of that and went bigger. Did you also have a large format print heat press? All right, so Gail says she made money with the sub printer. I'm assuming that means sub printer, but now uses DTF transfers. Dope. Gail. I'm starting to connect the dots. I make DTFs for you, right? Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Do I? Wait a minute. Let me check my... Have you ordered from me before? I think you have. Oh, no, you haven't. Sorry. I thought you did. Your name's... That's because we're always on stream together. Wah, 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 wah. Who you order your DTS from, Gail? Doesn't matter. It's all good. More with DTF prints. So that's interesting. So Gail says she makes more money with DTF prints. Am I correct? So that just goes to show you only really need a heat press to make some money in this game. You only really need a heat press, because Gail says she made more with DTF prints and she orders DTF transfers. So that just goes to show you don't need to own all these pieces of equipment. You can just have an inexpensive HTV Ront press and order transfers and still make a good profit. Just make sure your customers that are ordering shirts from you, you're giving yourself enough lead time to account for ordering your transfers off of whatever website you're ordering it from, and you receive it and you press your shirts. Just make sure you give yourself enough time. So that's really dope, Gail. Thank you for sharing that. Craft and Hand Stitch LLC says our DTF printer made enough money to pay for itself and enough profit to purchase a small UV printer, which is working to make the money back again. And that's the exact experience that I've had with my DTF printer. My specifically the large format one. If I would have stayed using the R2 Pro, it would have been the same case with the R2 Pro, but the Revel 2402T, let me tell you something, man. I would spend that money again. I would spend that money again. Now, what did I do? Keep in mind, guys, I took a non-traditional route with my journey. I went from the vinyl cutter to a single needle embroidery machine. I didn't mention that because that's not the path that most people think. I think the path that most people think was vinyl cutter, sublimation, and then DTF, right? I think the vinyl cutter, sublimation, now DTF. This industry is still young. Vinyl cutter, and then now some people are like, okay, I'm interested in embroidery also, but the embroidery and DTF crowd is like split in half. People are looking at both, but they don't know which machine they want to go with yet, right? I think a lot of people are probably scared of embroidery because there's a lot of factors that come into embroidery. Learning how to work the machine looks complicated. Learning how to digitize. It's a lot of different factors with embroidery. DTF machines, a lot of different factors. I think a lot of people are scared of that the inks might get clogged. Now, another piece of equipment that was around shortly after sublimation was the rise of the DTG machine. The infamous DTG machine. What can I say about the DTG machine? Now, let's talk about my DTF experience, my DTG experience. I had this guy right here. Not this exact one. I don't even think they sell it anymore. The RI 1000. Now they got the 1000X. Looks the same. Probably the same machine, just with a X, or maybe it prints a little faster. I don't really know. Okay, so I had one of those. The Rico RI 1000. That's back when Ricoma was selling it. But now Rico sells it and Ricoma sells their own brand called the Vision. Now let's talk about it. Do I regret it? No. What I do regret is buying my second one. That was a very financially irresponsible move. But my logic was that I was going to use both machines to do production. And I can honestly say that there was only one instance that I used both machines because at the time I didn't have the business for it. But I'm the type of person where when I'm able to, I get things to prepare myself for the future. But that specific thing never came to fruition. There was one instance where I used both printers at the same time. And I would say DTG was my biggest regret and probably my worst investment. But having one DTG was not a regret. Once again, if I was not a YouTuber, it would have absolutely been a bad investment. But I didn't buy mine the traditional way. Remember, I made a video. Let me bring that video up. I made a video showing you guys how I got my first DTG printer, and I didn't pay full price for it. So my entry was different. A-Dubb Productions DTG. Okay, here it is. Here's the video right here. So those of you guys did not see. Have this been up all the time? So yeah, this video right here. Look, I'm live. It's showing right here. 22 watching. Shout out to everybody. Hey guys, hit the thumbs up button while you guys are watching. So this is my video right here. I purchased a DTG machine from OfferUp for $4,500. 4 years ago. You guys see the date? It says 4 years ago. Look, I'm gonna click on it. Hopefully the volume is down. Yeah, it is. Cool. Good. Okay, so this is my video right here. It got 3,400 views as of today. I purchased a DTG printer from OfferUp for $4,500. 4 years ago, I made that video. So the way I got my DTG printer wasn't a bad investment because I got it for $4,500 and it was pretty much a new DTG printer. So did I make my money back? Kind of. I don't think I sold $4,500 worth of shirts, but I definitely made well over $4,500 worth of content with that DTG printer, and made a tragic mistake of purchasing another used one from Facebook Marketplace, a guy on Facebook Marketplace. Should not have done that. But I was foreseeing, listen, the quality of DTG printers is undeniable. Everybody knows that. Anybody who's ever felt a good quality DTG shirt, if you were to expo, you know that the quality is undeniable. So I don't think that's like an argument or anything. But the machine in general, even to this date, they're just too expensive for the amount of labor that you have to put in to actually make a shirt. And they're too expensive, especially for people who don't necessarily have the business to justify the purchase, because the machine is the most high maintenance machine in the industry. I don't care what anybody says. DTG machines are way more maintenance. They require way more maintenance than DTF machines. So you guys need to be aware of that so you don't make that bad purchase. So far, out of everything that we talked about, everything that I've purchased so far has been a good purchase, right? With the exception of the second DTG printer. And if I would have purchased that machine the traditional route, it would have been a bad investment. It would have been a bad purchase on my part. Most of the people online that you see, now I won't say most. Some people online that you see that purchased it the traditional way, and spent like that $14,000 to $16,000, $18,000 in some cases, depending on what printer you got, said it was a bad investment. Then again, a lot of people said it was a great investment because I'm in the groups, I'm in the DTG groups. I watch what people are commenting, people are saying, and some people are still using it to this day, and they're having a lot of success with it. My thing is, if I were to go back and do DTG again, I would much rather have a DTG printer that has a bulk ink system. I don't like being locked into the cartridges because when the DTG printer is not running, well, I guess I'm answering my own question. If your DTG printer is not running several times a week, that means you don't have the business for it and you don't need to make the investment. But when the DTG printer is not running, it's using ink because you have to leave it on so the ink can circulate through the lines, et cetera, et cetera. And it's one of those cases where you have to keep your room warm in order for the lines not to clog. And even still, you still have to do the daily maintenance and stuff like that. It's just a lot with DTG printers. It's a pain in the butt, to be honest. But the quality of the shirts are undeniable. And if you have the business for it, it's undeniable. So if you're thinking about getting a DTG printer, what I would say is, man, some knocking. What I would say is, wait a minute, I think that's my guy. Is that? Yeah, guys, give me a second. I gotta get the door real fast. I'm getting a bathroom redone. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Sorry. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. All right, that was crazy. That was insane. So guys, I'm getting my middle bathroom redone. And that was the guy outside. I saw him on a camera. And I heard her knocking at the door, and I had to run and open the door for him. Oh God, totally forgot. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging in there with me. So, my biggest regret was buying the second DTG printer. Look at this right here. Even this video right here, you see the DTG in the background. Then you see the two Racoma EM1010s in the background of this video that was 4 years ago. 4 years ago. You see a DTG printer. That was my first R1000 and two EM1010s behind me. Now, let's talk about my embroidery machines. Started off with the single needle embroidery machine. Was that a bad investment? Absolutely not. Probably one of the greatest investments that I made, and I'll tell you why. Because starting off with a single needle embroidery machine absolutely helped me break into the industry, and it helped me understand the functionality of embroidery. I was so determined. I learned and taught myself how to digitize, and I would embroider little small things, and the machine also sewed as well as embroidered. So it was a small fee to pay to get introduced into the industry, right? So from a knowledge perspective, that's a whole nother perspective to look at things. Interesting. From a knowledge perspective and R&D, research and development perspective, it was a good investment. Now, did I make my money back with the SC600 sewing and embroidery machine? Dollars and cents, no. Information, skills, videos, and tutorials, selling files, absolutely. But it helped me, my transition into the multi-needle machines like tenfold. I had a seamless transition. It was that much more easier for me. So sometimes maybe the initial investment that you make might lead to something else, which makes it well worth your while. Now, after that, I got my first single needle machine. My first multi-needle machine. And that out of all the money I spent on all my multi-needle machines, it's absolutely worth the investment. Absolutely. Because I consistently, on a regular basis, get embroidery work as well as DTF work, right? Not as much work on a DTF. It's like up and down, especially right now, it's like down. But like I consistently, every month, get embroidery inquiries and embroidery orders. So embroidery machines, multi-needle machines are definitely worth investment. That's one of those things where if you have 16, 15, 11, 10K sitting in a bank doing nothing, or even if you have it in a brokerage account, I don't advise people to borrow, to take money out of their brokerage account, to be honest, especially if you have to account for realized gains and stuff like that. I actually took some money out before the economy went to crap because I saw it happening, and I advised my son to do the same thing, and we paid off our vehicles. And hindsight, I should have borrowed against my portfolio instead of taking the money out. But you live and you learn. But if you got the money sitting in the bank, it's better to get the machine if you have the clients for it, right? I'd say investing $10,000 to $15,000 and getting a $200 a month return is worth it. Even $100 a month return, even a $50 a month return on investment is worth it. Because if that money's sitting in a bank, it's not making more than $50 each month. It's not making more than $100 each month. So you got to look at things from a different perspective, and build that money back up in your savings or wherever you had it over time. I don't know. Does it make sense? Makes sense to me. I don't know. It's been helping me out over the years. T-Town T-shirt says, good morning, sir. Good morning, T-Town T-shirts. Boom Slang says, yo. And which DTF printer do you have? Let me show you which DTF printer I have. I've made a video on it. You can check it out. A-Dubb Productions UV-DTF 3000. I'm going to make a video update on this soon, guys. So stay tuned for that update. So you guys can check out this video right here. It's the Uninet UV DTF 3000. This video was made about 8 months ago. And I'll tell you guys exactly all the specifications about this specific printer right here, how to use it. Well, I don't get into too much detail, but the upcoming video that I make on the printer, I will get into detail with it. So I have the Uninet UV DTF 3000. And it is a beast. It does not clog. And right now, as we're speaking, the printer is off. The print off, like the power is turned off, so the ink can't circulate. It's just has no power going to it. Never had an issue. Never had an issue. I've left it off for well over a month or two, and never had an issue. So that's why I said UV DTF printers, as you guys can see. Look at the raised up quality. Oh, by the way, guys, AlanAWade.com. If you want to try out a UV DTF, you can go to my website and order a UV DTF gang sheet. If you just want to try out some UV DTFs, if it's something that you've never saw or you've never did. As a matter of fact, in this video right here, I think I do a demonstration in this video. Okay, so it's coming up soon, so I'm just let the video play out. Wait, did it pass already? Wait a minute. Okay, there it is. Okay, so let's play that. I'm gonna play that for you guys to see. All right, I'll bring it up on screen in a second after it comes up. This is my video, so please, YouTube, don't copyright strike me. So let me bring that up on screen and make it full screen so you guys can see it. Let me add some audio to that so you guys can hear the video. All right. You're getting everything but I gotta turn up my. No, that's on. Hold on. It. And yeah, guys, UV DTFs, AlanAWade.com. Put your orders in. You guys see the end results coming out the bottom right there. Plenty of stickers available, right? I'm gonna have these as samples to give out to people, so yeah. Now guys, I am done printing with the UV DTF printer. I got the regular DTF printer going, printing up some orders, and I've already cut out some of these stickers right here. I'm not sure if the camera is showing you guys the effect that this has, but let me try to get you guys a good shot so you guys can see, like, it's like beveled. Let me show you. I'm trying to get you guys to understand what all the hype is about. See how it's like, I need to get a manicure. Trying to get you a good angle. See how it's like raised up a little bit? It's like almost like a 3D effect, but I can feel where the design is. It's raised up. And that's the thing about UV DTF. It's like raised up a little bit. I'm trying to get you a good view so you guys can see. I'm not sure if you can see right there. I'm not entirely sure. So I got my cup right here, a regular mug. Got a regular mug right here. All right, I'm gonna put it right here. So I'm gonna sit it between my legs just to. There we go. Just to hold it still. Then I'm gonna get my UV DTF. All right, get my UV DTF. This is how you use it. I'm going to peel it off. I'm gonna peel it off of here. And take your time peeling it off so that you can get the sticker off the item off of it. If you don't do it correctly, which I learned, you will cut the sticker, okay? You will cut the item, okay? So I'm taking it off nice and gently. I got it fully off. See, it's kind of getting stuck. All right, there we go. It's not that
Get
difficult to
everything
pull it
off.
off, guys, to be honest.
You can go from the other side if you want. Make sure
It's just I got really small text.
All right, now I got everything off.
At the bottom.
Now this is the part where you got to be careful.
Listen up.
Because once you put it down, you commit it. So line it up nice and good. Put it position it where you want it to go. All right, and then place it down onto the mug or the glass or whatever you're putting it on. And then you just press it down. All right. Got a phone call. I'll get that later. So now that it's on there, you just go ahead and smooth it all out. Smooth it all out.
How many of you guys have seen this video?
All right, I'm gonna let that ring because I gotta show you guys this. All right, smooth it all out. Press it down nice and good onto that substrate right there. And then after you press it down, we're gonna peel it off. My phone, guys, when I tell you guys my phone rings nonstop, it does not stop. It does not stop, y'all. All right, so now that I got it
to this day.
down nice and good, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the edge and I'm just gonna peel it off. See that? I'm just gonna peel it off. All right.
Now look at that.
Look at that. Now, my sticker is actually on my glass, and it's got a 3D effect, shiny, UV-like, and it's on that glass. I can put this on whatever I want to. I can put this on like aluminum. I can put this on a book, a children's book. I could put this on a football helmet. I could put this on a baseball helmet. I could put this on hockey pucks.
That's a good shot right there.
I could put this on the side of your skates.
All right. So, all right, here we go. Let me get that. Boom. All right, so guys, you guys saw the UV DTF printer that I have. Let me know what you guys think about it. Shouts out to Uninet. That's the UV DTF printer that I have right there, and it's a beast, and you don't have to worry about clogs or anything like that. It's the Uninet UV DTF 3000. Let me know if you're interested in one. Maybe I'll put the link, my affiliate link, in the description of this video so you guys can get one. And it's really important, guys. Now, let's talk about this affiliate thing. Let's touch on this for a second. All right. Oftentimes, people watch the videos and then they choose to buy a machine and then they don't use my affiliate link. And then they come back to me when and if they're having issues, but you purposely did not use my affiliate link. One of the questions that I ask, because I'm going to take time out of my day doing what I'm doing to help you, but you chose not to use my affiliate link. So if you choose not to use my affiliate link, that's perfectly fine. But when you come back and shoot me an email with the problems that you're having or wanting to know how I did something, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. I got to spend time with one-on-one with you. So, but if you use my affiliate link, I'll take a moment and I'll help you out. But oftentimes people say, well, you encouraged me to get the machine. I got the machine, but I'm having problems with it. Did you use my affiliate link? Oh, well, I didn't know you had a link. Well, I'm sorry. If I'm going to stop printing DTFs, if I'm going to stop making videos to help you out, then it's going to cost you a couple $100 for me to help you with your issue. Am I wrong, guys? Because if and when you use my affiliate link, it costs you no extra money at all. You buy the same product. You don't pay any extra taxes. You don't pay any extra fees, anything. It costs you nothing. That's the way the affiliate programs work. But I digress. Use my affiliate link. Let me know if you guys are interested. And if and when you have problems, then you can holler at me and get some free experience from somebody who's actually used the machines. All right. So Gail says, I want a DTF printer, but I don't do enough to purchase one yet. So I buy DTF prints for now. I don't want a DTF that will clog or lack of use. Yeah. So let me touch on that because I touched on that a few videos ago, Gail. So any DTF, let's be clear, any DTF is going to clog whether or not you use it every day or not, right? So if you run your DTF printer every single day, you do have to sleep. If your DTF printer is in a cold environment, it's going to clog. It's going to clog. You're going to have issues. So what dictates, I said this in a video a couple days ago, what dictates whether your DTF printer clogs or not, just like the DTG printers, is if you're keeping it in a warm environment. All right? Just a little tip for you. Tea, no sugar, guys. Tea, no sugar. Absolutely delicious. Oh, God. So, Gaming for Fun on Wheels, LLC, smart. I deal with schools. If you deal with schools, that's an easy way to make a whole ton of money. And doing sublimation, dealing with schools, yes, I can see how you made a whole crap ton of money really, really fast your first year. Yeah. And he said he sold sublimation mugs, dog tags, and mouse pads. Wow. Not even shirts. So almost 100,000 off of sublimation mugs, dog tags, and mouse pads. I got to take my hat off to you. I got to take my hat off to you, young man. Very, very good. Very, very good guy. Very, very encouraging to hear. So he made a bunch of money off of some of the less popular items that I see people promoting. Dog tags and mouse pads, guys. So just something to think about, guys. Sublimation mugs is a popular thing. And I think a lot of people don't even offer them in their store. I know I don't, but I'm going to put some sublimation items into my store this week. Why? Because sublimation items are so easy to make. So it's a no-brainer. And they're permanent. All right. So Game for Fun says the Maxi Press. He had the Maxi Press. Okay, so that's the big, large format press right there. So 72 Pixel says started with the Epsom 2850 and then the Epsom 8550 t-shirts, t-shirts, tumblers, mugs, and mouse pads. Okay, so a lot of people were selling mouse pads. Interesting. Mouse pads has got to be good for schools, I'm guessing. But t-shirts, tumblers, mugs, and mouse pads. I'm guilty of not showing how to make the stuff, but not actually putting it for sale on my website in my store. And that's my fault. I got to change that, because what a lot of us don't realize is a lot of those lower ticket items do sell in the industry, and a little money on a consistent basis equals a lot of money. As long as you're making profit, significant profit on each product, then that's what matters, guys. All right. So Gail says she did order from me. Gail, I know you did. I know you did. I knew I recognized the name. I knew it. But for some reason, when I look up orders, your name is not coming up on my thing. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, it is. Sorry. Oh, you order, nice order, too. Yeah, so looking forward to doing business with you again soon, Gail. So, Gail, what can you say about my DTFs, man? Give me a little play here. Give me a little promo here, guys. Give me a little promo here, Gail, and we can maybe do something on your next order, hook you up or something like that. So, not all the way, but, a little something. I converted an Epsom 3510 printer for sublimation, but only for personal use, not business. There's another good example of another way to think about things, guys. Everybody doesn't necessarily have to be in business to make money. And I've said this before. I said on quite a few other videos that I believe that every mother, especially single mothers, every mother should have a heat press. Why? Because buying cheap shirts for your children and pressing designs onto them is going to save you a crap ton of money over the years, right? Rather than to go buy a graphic T-shirt from a Foot Locker or something like that's going to cost you twice the amount of money. You can get a bunch of Gildan shirts, and your kid can have every single hot design, every character, every Spider-Man, every Avatar, every Roblox, every, I don't know what these kids are watching these days, Transfer. I don't know what they're watching these days, to be honest. But if you're a single mother, if you're a mother, if you're a father in general, right? If you're a family, every household should have a heat press, I believe, because it just saves you so much money over the course of over the lifetime of however much. Like, I believe that a heat press should be like a refrigerator. That's what I think. Personally, I think a heat press should be on the same lines as like a microwave. Okay, I got my house, I got my refrigerator, I got my, like you make your Walmart run when you get your first place, or your Target run. You get a iron, you get a some spatulas, knives and forks, maybe like some cups, microwave, right? A coffee maker or something, a heat press. And I think a heat press should be included in that, just because of how much money you can save over the years by just ordering some DTF transfers and pressing some images onto your clothes, onto your husband's clothes, onto your kids' clothes, or onto your wife's clothes, onto your kids' clothes. You can save so much money. And in turn, that's a return on your investment also, guys. So it's different ways we got to think about this stuff. All right. So I'm in VA, but in South Jersey for a few days, and I want to order and pick up from you so I can meet you in person. Looking forward to meeting you in person, Gail. If you want to make a video, that'd be dope. Let me know. That'd be dope. Mr. Medi said, should I start with the R2 Pro? I'm guessing my business not big enough yet to upgrade. Well, Mr. Medi, what do you have currently? I have to know like what you have currently in order to guide you on which way to go. I should start with R2 Pro. I'm guessing my business is not big enough yet to upgrade. Upgrade from what is the question I'm asking, Mr. Medi. So let me know upgrade from what, and I'll let you know my thoughts on that. But the R2 Pro is a great DTF printer. That's how I went. Single need a brother to the 1501. I followed you, but don't want to get my own DTF. I'll leave that to you guys. T-Town t-shirt, shouts out to you, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, like, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, I know you're very capable, so you would do fine with a DTF printer. But leave it to us, guys. I'm fine with that. You can, hey, if you need any DTFs, order them for me. I'm here for you. T-Bird Sign Shops. Worst investment I ever made was an Omniprint DTG. Went through 5 print head replacements. Now it's a paperweight. Dang. Moment of silence for the Omniprint. Yo, once upon a time, Omniprint was like a really big. Are they still around? Wow. I think they are. Once upon a time, Omniprint was like big. I don't hear about them. Let's see what they have on their site. Let's go to Omniprint's site, guys, real fast and see what Omniprint. What are they promoting? Wow, their website is very jump out at you. Very intense. They spent a lot of money on this website. It's a lot of print. Oh my gosh, they got T-Shirt Buddy on here, and T-Shirt Buddy does not have Omniprint. And I'm quite sure he does not. Look, they got Gary on there. Gary does not have an Omniprint. Oh, this is just so hilarious to me. Shouts out to Gary, man. That's my guy. They got their embroidery machine, which is a embroidery machine. I don't see any names on it or anything like that. So I guess it's called the Omniprint embroidery. Look, they got Stan on there. Shouts out to Stan, man. Shouts out to Stan, man. Still my guy. I don't care what nobody say. Um, uh, he got his Omniprint girls there. Workshops. All right, let's check out the embroidery machine real fast, guys. I don't. Was that Danny? Pre-treat. Where's the embroidery machine? Let's see. Search. I can't spell. Embroidery. Bro. Where's the embroidery machine? What's the I2? I think that's a Omniprint printers. Okay, let's see if the embroidery machine's under there. It's not a printer, but no. Okay. Heat press and dryers. It's definitely not under there. But I'm gonna click it anyway, just so we can confirm. Okay, obviously not. Okay. Pre-treat machines. No. Ink, DTF supplies, pre-treat plasma. Bro, where is the embroidery machine? Okay, you know what? Okay, that's it. I'm done. Okay, so Omniprint has an embroidery machine, but apparently they don't have an embroidery machine. Okay, so there goes. That's all the energy I'm giving that. So yeah, so there you go. T-Bird Sign Shop says the Omniprint DTG printer was the worst investment that he made. I can see how a lot of people are unsatisfied with their DTF machine also. Like, shout out to Rob East, by the way. He didn't have such a good experience. And there are other people that I know that got it didn't have a good experience either. But when I saw it at the expo, when they had it, man, it was a nice presentation. They put a nice shell on that piece of trash, I'll tell you. Well, I don't know it to be trash. I don't know. I'm quite sure some people got it working, so I digress. I'm going to leave that alone. All right, so rolling with DTF now started with manual screen printing. Screen printing, you can't deny screen printing at all. I got several screen printing setups, guys. You guys might not know, but I also do screen printing. I prefer to do single color jobs. Just behind us over there, I have my screen. I don't, just for everybody, I don't do screen printing the traditional way. I don't coat my screen, let it dry. I don't have an exposure unit. I don't do that whole reclaim screen, washout screen. I don't do that, all that. I have a Goku Pro. I digitally burn my screen and then I put it on my press, and then that's how I do mine. Same thing with my mini setup over here. With my mini one station press. I'll make a video on that coming up soon, but I've made videos on it before. It's called the My Screen. I got everything on here. It's A-Dubb My Screen A4. All right, here's the video right here I made on it. You guys can see it. I made videos on everything. This is the video right here. 3 years ago, 52,000 views, bro. Bro, I need to make some more My Screen content. This was a good video, huh? It's got 52,000 video views I made 3 years ago. Skip that. So this is the My Screen A4, guys. So you guys can see how it works a little bit. Check that out. Let me make that full screen. Boom, you plug that in right there. Plug that in right there. Right there. You guys want some audio on that? Let me add some audio on that. Hold on a second. Bam. To a Mac, it doesn't matter, Mac or PC. Doesn't matter, it works with both. And then you grab the other end of your power cable and plug it into your house outlet. Always use a power strip to make sure you're protecting your device. And then you turn on flick the switch in the back of the My Screen. You see the power indicator light up on the device. Then use the included frame and put on your double-sided tape. Make sure you're putting your double-sided tape all the way on the edge, because the My Screen does have holes on the actual frame that lines up to the board that it comes with, so you can line up
your screen on different sides of the different images, different substrates, so everything lines up in case you're doing like multicolor stuff. But in this case, we're doing one single color for this. All right, so just put on the double-sided tape on all 4 sides. You'll become a pro in no time at this. And then go ahead and lift up the other end of the double-sided tape so that you can adhere the screen onto the side, okay, onto the screen. All right, there's a shiny side and then there's a matte side. You go ahead and put down the shiny side down. Sound familiar, guys? Shiny side down. Then after you've adhered it, you're going to go ahead and pay attention to the frame. Get yourself acquainted with the frame. You see the holes on the frame. You see everything that's stuck. Flip it around and you're going to see an arrow. That's the arrow that you insert into the My Screen that way. Open up your software and go ahead and navigate. Press navigate so you can find your image. Choose image right there. And then go ahead and navigate on your computer to the image that you want to ingest into, well, open up into the My Screen software that comes with the My Screen.
Original music.
All right, load it up.
A-Dubb on the track.
Resize it. After you resize it, make sure, because we are doing screen print, that you flip your design, mirror image. Then you go ahead and dial up the slice level. Go ahead and dial that all the way up. And then after you've dialed that up, you're ready to send your image to the My Screen. After you send your image, an animation is going to pop up. Leave that animation on the screen. Do not press OK. Leave the animation on the screen. You're going to notice a light flashes on the top of your My Screen, which indicates data is being transferred to the machine. All right, now after you're done watching the animation and you're clear on how this is done, I'm going to demonstrate it to you real fast. Just insert your My Screen into the computer, into the device rather, and line up those holes. There's going to be holes, little slot inserts on the side. Then you hold it down, firm pressure, keep it held down, do not let it up. That's important, or else this will not work. But you guys remember that image that was on the screen. Watch the magic happen. No emotion, no chemicals, no dark room, no washout booth, no exposure unit, all that stuff gone, played out. Forget about it. Look at the image right there from computer to the pre-coded screen. Now we're ready to screen print. Just let up off that, grab it, and look what we got. Look at this. Isn't that incredible?
See that?
Ready to screen print, guys. All right.
So
now you go ahead and take this, and I'm
gonna make a video, an updated video on the My Screen A4. Why do I keep on leaving it on the screen? I'm gonna make an updated video on the My Screen A4 for you guys to see. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But you can see the rest of the video in the background right there. But the setup that I have here at the house is even better and more improved than what I had back then, because I have a way of making the screen more solid. A lot of people were saying, especially when I made this video, that the screen was kind of flimsy, which it was, but at the same time, it worked, right? Especially for single color jobs. Now I have a bigger version of the My Screen, which is called the QS2436. It's about a $16,000 machine. But that's a great little device. It's about $3,600 or something like that. So you are going to pay for it, but it's very much worth it in my opinion if you're getting into screen printing and you don't have room for like a traditional exposure unit, emotional. Nobody wants to deal with all that, right? Especially my crowd that I'm dealing with, my audience that I'm dealing with right now. But let's move on. Very, very good purchase right there. And I've purchased additional equipment to go with it. Would you do same thing today to begin? Wicked Designs ask, would I do the same thing today to begin? Yes, absolutely. I believe that everybody in this industry should know how to cut vinyl. I believe that everybody in this industry should know what sublimation is and how to use it. And so with that being said, yes, I would take the same path. I probably DTG and fumbling down that route taught me about how to treat print heads. So everything in my experience happened for a reason, right? Because I didn't learn that these print heads like to be in warm environments until I had the DTG machine right over there in that room right next door to me. So yes, I would still take that path. All right. So everything, and from my experience, happened for a reason. Even if I wasted money, it still taught me lessons, right? And I'm here teaching my lessons to you guys. Selling press and printer 9,000. What press and printer are you selling? Oh, you're selling your maxi press and your sublimation printer, large format, for $9,000. Are you on Facebook Marketplace? Put some more information on that so I can put it on the screen and try to help you get rid of this thing if you want to. As long as it still works and everything, you can promise us it still works. Put some more information on that. Maybe somebody watching the video might want to purchase it. Put your contact information, or if you have it on Facebook Marketplace, I'll put it up on the screen so people that watch the replay can see it. All right. Marilyn Bell, good morning. Thank you for the business insight. It's very helpful to watch your videos. No problem, Marilyn. I appreciate you for tuning in and watching. Gail, I will order and then pick them up. Let me know. I'll see your order when it comes through. I'm here. I'm always printing. So I'm looking forward to meeting you, Gail. Be dope. Just make sure you choose the pickup option so you don't have to pay for shipping. And, you'll get notification once your prints are ready to be picked up. And you can text message me, email me, and we'll coordinate to make sure I'm there when you pick up your item. All right. Marilyn says, no, that's fair. Yes, absolutely. It's fair that if you buy an item and don't use my affiliate link, that I charge you for that one-on-one time, because it just makes sense. I got to take time out from what I'm doing. So yeah, I appreciate you for understanding. I'm watching your channel so I can learn. Don't stop making videos. Kathleen Thompson, I definitely won't. I got some more old style videos coming up soon. Shout out to Danny from Silky Socks. He got some exciting stuff coming up. Danny from Silky Socks not only does Silky Socks anymore, but now he has DTF socks. So we're going to do a full review on some DTF socks, and we're going to answer some. I had a very, very straightforward question for Danny, and he answered it. So I can't wait. That video is coming up this week, so it's already in the process of being made. So stay tuned for that so we can see what this DTF sock thing is all about. All right. I'm starting up my business, so much to learn and do. Yes, don't overwhelm yourself with all this stuff that I'm talking about. Get what you're getting and learn at your own pace. Take time with a specific machine that you have. You're going to see a lot of other machines that are interesting and more advanced. It's anything else. It's like learning a language, right? You start with the basics. You start with the alphabet. You start with the basic words, and then you build your way up. Like if you start from the top, it's going to be way overwhelming and complicated. So I advise you to take the path that's within your budget and grow from there, just like we all did. Also, Gail says she does mugs, tumblers, and car decals. That's dope. I got a lot of videos showing how to do car decals with your vinyl cutter. So that's very, very good thing to do. Very profitable to do. Demps Design says, good morning, Alan. Listening and running errands. Hey, chatters. What's going on, Demps? Thank you so much for joining in, and good morning. Get those errands ran. I got to run some errands too after we get off of this. I'm quite sure I got to run to Home Depot quite a few times because my guy, as a matter of fact, the guy that's doing a bathroom upstairs, he's the same guy that did my craft room over there. I don't remember if you guys remember, my craft room looked like it was a dungeon, and then we got it done over, and it looks amazing now. Since all my craft stuff is out of there, we got like a sauna in there. Hey, how many of you guys want to see me do a review on the clear light sauna? Let me know in the chat if you guys want to see. Type sauna in the chat right now if you guys want me to do a review on the clear light sauna and what the benefits are, and show my sauna and what it does and stuff like that. Your DTFs are amazing, and I'll be ordering while I'm visiting South Jersey. I want to try some UV DTFs. I have some samples that you can take with you. So yeah, don't worry about that. I'll just give you a few samples of some different designs. Unless you have some specific things that you want, then you can put in an order for a UV DTF gang sheet. But other than that, I have some pre-made UV DTF samples that you can take with you when you pick up your DTF order, Gail. So don't worry about that. All right. Zell Murrick, McCurry, Zell McCouria, Zell McCouria says, I know it's off topic. I watch you all the time and always wonder if you are related to Chris Wade. Who's Chris Wade? I don't know who Chris Wade is, so I'm assuming that I'm not related to him, but anything's possible. Does Chris Wade have family in the Caribbean? Does Chris Wade have family from Dominica, the island of Dominica specifically? I might be. I don't know, but not really. I'm not sure. Omniprint DTF printer is trash. Sheesh. Bad rep. Now, is it the printer or is it their service? Do they not know how to fix the issues that they have? It's probably both. I don't know. I have Brothers SE600. What design software you use? I currently get my files made through Fiverr. Marilyn Ball, how much are you paying for your designs to get designed on Fiverr? And did you know that I sell preloaded flash drives on AlanAWade.com with over, one of the packages has over 220 .pes files that you can use for your business on my website, Marilyn Ball rather. I use Chroma Lux. I can design .dst. I can export .dst as well as .pes designs on Chroma Lux. And I have some individual files on my website as well that you can purchase, AlanAWade.com. Creations by Ashanti. What's going on, Creations by Ashanti? Congratulations on the new embroidery machine, the addition to your garment decorating kingdom. Congratulations. T-Town T-shirt says, do I miss my studio space? Absolutely not. I do not miss my studio space. I got it. Live. Online. Gonna wrap up shortly. I'm having fun with you guys. I don't want to get off. All right. So T-Town T-shirts. No, I do not miss my. I know. The diverter's there. The diverter's a downspout. It's right there. Look on the tiles, on top of the tiles. People blind. No, I do not miss my studio space. I don't miss my studio space at all. I don't miss the overhead. I don't miss driving far to get to it, and I don't miss the overhead. And I've been able to accomplish more in the current space that I have than what I had before. All right. So no, I do not miss my studio space, to answer that question. But in the future, I will be probably getting another studio space, but I won't be getting a studio space. I'm going to go the route. I want to buy some land and get a building built on the land. That's what I want to do. What do you know about the Presley heat press? Nothing. I know absolutely nothing about the Presley heat presses. Let me Google that. Presley heat press. Is that the dual heat press? If so, they look pretty cool, but I don't see anything online called the Presley. Oh, the Presley Hydro. Yeah, I don't know anything about those. Looks cool though. Looks cool. The dual platinum heat press, I don't know anything about them. But they look cool, and having a head that shuttles back and forth, very, very beneficial. That's goals. It makes everything efficient. I like that idea. Yeah. Do you like 4-color process printing? I've never done a 4-color process print, so yeah, I do like it, but I've never done it. The most I've done was 3 colors on my screen print setup. But I do have a 4-color press. All right. So, yes, sir. My contact on my gaming website. Okay. What's your gaming website? Or it's on your page. Okay, so go check out his page. Go check out Gaming Fun on Wheels LLC's page if you guys want to see um, what the heat press and stuff is all about. All right, the heat press, the large format heat press, and large format sublimation press. Kimberly Maurer says she was watching on Facebook but popped over here. Okay. Craft and Hand Stitch on Facebook said our DTF printer made enough to pay for itself and enough to profit and purchase small. Okay, I read that comment already. All right, cool. Captain by Ashanti working on my new EM1010. Congratulations on that. Listen, the EM1010 is one of the most underrated embroidery machines in the industry for what it can do. Good morning from Myrtle Beach. What's going on? Good morning, Jerry Polson. Good morning. Picture sent to your IG. Okay. Let's see. Okay. You got that's some serious stuff right there. Now you got me having to get creative. Boom. 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 Got me having to get creative, man. Put me on the spot, man. What are you doing, man? Bam. Ooh. I'm trying to get it on the screen for you guys. Give me a second right here. Trying to see how fast I can work. Rafiq, I got to take that call, man. That's a client. I got to get off this live, guys. I got clients calling me now. Okay. Sent with no subject matter. I'll hop over here. Gmail. Refresh. Might not be able to get it. Oh, there it is. Boom. All right. Here we go, guys. All right, guys. This is the maxi press that you are selling right here. I see. Am I displaying any public personal information? No, I'm not. Okay, this is one of your sublimation shirts. That's pretty dope that you made an all over sub shirt. Why are you selling it? This is a random box with some supplies, some sublimation inks, I'm assuming. I don't know. This is a thing. This is the maxi press right here that you are selling. And this is the Epsom Short Color F6370 and the printer and the press for $9,000. All right. There we go. Showed it. Hit him up. Didn't know, we'll go to your site. Yes, my site is alanaway.com. Let me put it in the chat and put it on the screen for everybody just in case you want to order from me, because a lot of times I give everybody else shots out and show everybody else stuff, and I don't even like promote my own stuff, and I'm playing myself, guys. So let me go and grab my site URL and put it up on the screen so you guys can purchase some UV DTFs or some DTFs if you want to. Did I do that right? Oh gosh, jeez. On the spot, messing up here. Bam, bam, copy, bam, 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 paste, bam. There you go. Bam. All right. Do you have any plans on getting into 3D printer space? If you notice, which you clearly didn't, boom, boom, I got two X1 carbons behind me. There's a Bamboo Labs X1 carbon, number 1, and there's a Bamboo Labs X1 carbon, number 2. So, and I have an Ender, the first one I started off with, sitting right there on the floor. So, already there, man. I got some 3D printer products over there. Yeah, so yeah, I've been in the 3D printing space. I don't make any videos about it. I don't talk about it because 3D printers were just, when I first got into it, I was just using it for my enjoyment. I didn't plan on making any videos about it. I was just wanted to have something to myself. But I started selling some 3D printed products already on my website. I have my 3D printing thread spool stays, and I have my 3D printed embroidery box, and I have some other products that I want to improve on. So, and I have some novelty products like 3D printed eagle chains. I'm going to start selling some other stuff on my website too. So stay tuned for my 3D printed items. So yes, Wicked Designs. Yes, I already have 3D printers. So yeah. Do you offer one-on-one consultations for new businesses? Yes, I do. Email me at adubbproductions@gmail.com to inquire about that, my rates and stuff like that. Yes, A-Dubb Productions, ADUBB Productions@gmail.com. I'm working from home. So am I. T-Town t-shirts. It's the best thing that you can do, especially when starting off. If you don't have a dedicated space, and if you are not willing to spend the money and are not comfortable with paying somebody for the square footage that you think you would need, I just want to go the route and buy my land and purchase and build a building on top of my land. So that's the route I'm going to go. So I probably won't be in another space for a little while. So this is our mobile embroidery page. Oh, Kimberly Maurer. Okay, Kimberly. Got to check you out on there. So Kimberly Maurer will go click on your YouTube after the live and check out your stuff. UC Sanmar is bringing Richardson to the site in January. I did not see that. Interesting. Much needed. Richardson made their stuff so exclusive. I'm glad they're now being readily available on other stuff. So guys, this is my website right there. If anybody's interested in purchasing some DTFs, purchasing some UV DTFs, or purchasing some stickers or anything like that, go to alanawade.com to start building up business relationships and patronizing me while I offer you guys advice and share my journey with you guys and show you guys the products and services. So everybody, the products and services that you guys offer. Is your email address the same as the website? So my website is alanawade.com as well as adubbproductions.com. Both domains take you to the same website. And yes, to answer that question, you can type in, no, it's not. So yes, it is. It is and it isn't. So you can email me at adubbproductions@gmail.com, or you can also email me at alan@adubbproductions.com. So that's my professional email address that I don't really give out, that I shouldn't have said on here, because I really want people to just email me at adubbproductions@gmail.com, and my alan@adubbproductions.com is like exclusively for like 100% business. I don't want to get spammed on there. I shouldn't have even said that on the live, but whatever. It's okay. So that's my website on the thing right now, on the screen right now, so you guys can see if you guys want to order some UV DTFs or some DTFs. All right. So let's see. All right. So guys, I gotta go. Real fun chat with you guys this morning. Thank you so much for tuning. I might go live again, and I have something else that's on my mind. I have a few other things I want to show you guys, so stay tuned. Make sure you're locked in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and you have your post notifications on so you can be notified the next time I go live, so you guys can jump in. I had a good talk with you guys today. I appreciate everybody joining in this morning. Have you ever done an office tour of your space? No, I haven't, and I don't plan on doing it. Just watch the channel and follow me on Instagram, and you guys will see my space. It's a really small space. It's not worthy of a tour, but everything, the whole layout is very, very efficient, and there's really nothing to show. So stay tuned on the channel. Maybe I'll do something like that just so you guys can see how minimalist you can operate, how lean you can operate and still have a successful business. All right. So Maybe I will. So hit the like button, guys. Make sure you subscribe and everything like that. And I'll see you guys on the next live, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. I'll talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day. Get out there, use that equipment, make bunches of money, bunches and bunches of money. And don't forget, make your purchasing decisions wisely. Make sure you have things in place. Make sure the equipment is going to bring you a profit in some type of way, in some of the ways that we talked about before you make your purchase. You don't want to be blindly purchasing equipment and go down that rabbit hole of a crafter that just purchases the next hottest thing, because it's too much things getting bombarded and shoved down our throats every other week. Okay, so the Caesar press, the Caesar cutter, we didn't touch on that like I said we were going to touch on, but I love the cutter. It's a great cutter, but does it mean that you need to get rid of your old vinyl cutter and get the Caesar cutter? No, it doesn't mean it. But the way I like to talk about my equipment is that if the equipment is enjoyable, you're more likely to use it and you're more likely to make money with it. So that's why that was my rant with my Graphtec over there versus the Caesar cutter. I believe that your equipment, you should enjoy doing what you're doing. And if the equipment experience and the software experience is enjoyable, you're going to do it and it's not going to seem like a job. So that's where I was going with that. So guys, hit the like button. I'll talk to you guys on the next video.